Ted and Neeze. And now I'm wondering, is simple going to be playing hammer? No, he's not. He's going to be playing axe, but it's still one of the heavy weapons. We didn't even get time to talk about Ted and Neeze, but we can go into it here.
We really didn't.
We got to see them a little bit earlier,
yeah,
so we did get to
we
talk
have
about
laid
them.
out the context of Ted and Neeze. We talked about it in the pre-show, and then, of course, you and I called a Ted and Neeze match earlier. But simpLe and hysen are a team that we haven't really talked about in a long time. Another team from EU that got 9th at Worlds. I didn't think they did that good.
Well, in my opinion, that's underperforming.
Well,
compared to the 2 teams that we just saw that got 9th at Worlds, on stream, I would put simpLe and hysen at a 7th or a 5th.
In terms of like their
comparison.
overall career, yes. But in terms of like recently, I think them getting 9th based on their recent performances at the end of last year, I think that's still really, really good. Because if you look, the Autumn Championship, they got 4th. So they were still like right on the precipice of top 8 when you include the rest of the world.
I guess what I'm trying to say is that after seeing 2 teams that also got 9th, I would, if we put them in a head-to-head against simpLe and hysen, I put simpLe and hysen above them until they fight, obviously, and then see what the result is. But that's what I was saying by that. And so that neutral light comes in from simpLe. Edge guard here on the Ted and Neeze. And we can always see from the beginning of this game a really, really close exchange between both teams, as after a minute and 15 seconds, it took that long for Neeze to go down out of all players, and they're also damaged. Ted gets hit back, and hysen tried to actually get the knockout, and Ted with a wake-up D-Light side air catches hysen off guard and takes the lead, albeit barely. I mean, he is... Well, okay, this could be huge if he gets this edge guard to simpLe. Oh my goodness.
He's trying to push this one, and man, okay, Ted and Neeze are the team that are getting lost in the sauce today. That was him going a little bit too far. I think it's fine because he was already super damaged in the moment. It wasn't like a huge loss. He wasn't in orange. Definitely wasn't in yellow whatsoever.
He went for something where if he traded his stock, they absolutely win the game, and if he loses his stock, it's the same game state. That's why I think it's okay.
Seems like Ted's a gambler.
It's possible. Well, he is playing cross, right? So, and now with that sider coming through here, side sig, neutral sig. Okay, talk about gambling.
Yo, if he hit that one, that was going to be a knockout for sure.
He was just kind of like, maybe this one. Oh,
Ted's going to fall again. On to final stocks. hysen and simpLe opening this one up huge.
Yeah, the recovery comes through. They're trying to even up the game here, obviously, but how are they going to do it? Cider from Ted on one end, recovery. Now that
they didn't have it this time.
We saw that setup in the previous set though, and so they do have it, just not this time, as you said.
So now my question, seeing that, is was the last one a fluke?
Oh, I don't think so.
Okay.
I just think that was it was just like, oops, sorry, bro. I won't do that next time.
I would tend to agree with you.
Because we saw that Dare Sair recovery setup before. Do I think that Neeze needed the Sair? No, but that's neither here nor there. simpLe and hysen now in this edge guard scenario on the verge of going up a game, but it could become a really good comeback for Ted and Neeze here if they get continued team combos like this. Look at that.
They're adding up the damage onto simpLe, who was the least damaged out of everybody. Split up the blue team, red team in between Ted and Neeze. Big side air, nice punish there. That's going to take Ted out of the game.
He's clutched a 1v2 already. Nah, Dare and the cider. Wow, that was fast, too. simpLe setting up with that axe air for that down air long before the down air even came out, I feel like. He had to almost. We'll find out in this replay in just a second as they're getting ready to go into the next game. They're not changing any of their legends. We get to see that save from simpLe, which was pretty huge. And now we got this edge guard here. Yeah, simpLe's already fading back with the Sair here. Yeah.
He was ready.
Yeah.
He was so ready. He had it queued up so early.
They're good.
I mean, that's the chemistry that comes from a team that has played together for so long.
That Sair was never going to hit hysen.
Yep.
It was never going to hit him. He's just, yeah, that was fantastic. And simpLe on Ulgrim with that speed stance, right? It's almost like every Ulgrim that you see on the screen is going to have a different stance depending on the preference, right? simpLe choosing to do that 2-deck scrim for that extra movement speed. He's just kind of like, I'm not using this for combos. I'm just trying to Sair.
And look at the damage split from simpLe coming out in this one. 569 damage on the axe. He did a total of 609. It's going to be hysen coming in with 393, so not terrible damage numbers, but he also took 586. So that's almost 200 damage per stock before he was knocked out. So solid pacing coming out from the red team on last game. Of course, the classic chemistry. simpLe's played with a lot of different people. hysen's played with a lot of different people. The best that they've ever played has always been together. They just fit as a team.
That does reveal to me a little bit, though, that if Neeze and Ted can't focus fire simpLe, hysen isn't being the most damaging player on the screen. That could be a path to victory for them here if they continue to struggle. We'll find out. I think that game one was too close to call one team in particular having momentum over the other, but I'm still giving it slight favor to simpLe and hysen, just from how I've talked them up as a team and what I believe that they're going to be doing this championship. So let's see what happens here. That was a great neutral light to stop that approach from simpLe, but hysen was right there ready to go, and simpLe almost got that side stick punish there from hysen holding them in place.
Now we're seeing Ted, Neeze, and simpLe at all about the same damage in the red. Meanwhile, hysen now doing the complete opposite of what we saw last game, and he's the one least damaged. So if his damage numbers are good at the end of the game, that's going to be the red team sharing responsibility. That's hysen taking some of the rocks out of simpLe's backpack, putting them in his own.
Yeah, and that's one of the benefits of picking a map with a pillar on the bottom of the stage against Lance, which was that there was nowhere for simpLe to go. He had to recover up the side of the stage. A great weapon throw edge guard coming out from Ted. And they end up taking a stock off of simpLe where would have been a much worse lead, and now simpLe off stage.
Oh,
that's
the
ground
big
pound. Okay, great touch. I was talking about how like one of the avenues that the blue team could take to win this matchup is recognize that hysen's really being the tank and take down simpLe, which is the DPS. And in that sense, right, once those 3 stocks of simpLe are gone, it doesn't matter if hysen's got 3. simpLe's not coming back.
But they're not able to really put out that pacing and damage that they need to deal with the survivability of hysen. There is a lead, at least in terms of damage, because they have simpLe getting towards those stages of red. Now hysen is completely zoned out.
I don't think that they need the damage against hysen if they just take simpLe down, right? Like they could just worry about simpLe.
Oh, what a pickup, Ted, with the down air. What a fantastic follow-up to take out simpLe. That was huge. They were able to take that one so quickly.
This is the evidence, right, that anybody would need if they were doubting double blasters in twos, right? Just seeing those setups with the dares, that was fantastic. And simpLe goes down so early on. And this is a little bit what I was talking about, where it's like, yeah, they're not putting up the damage to deal with hysen, but also just take down simpLe, and you can worry about that later, where when you have the team combos, the amount of damage that you're doing just doesn't matter. Now we have a really strange game state, Sparky, where yes, it's in the red team's lead, but if simpLe goes down, I struggle to say that sentence again.
simpLe kind of stuck over on the wall. hysen taking some serious punishment. The blaster's down air is a unique situation because if like you could do a similar thing with sword down air, but the timing would be so much more difficult because you're not holding your opponent so that your teammate can get into the spot.
Even though simpLe covers sword there like it splashes there. but I get what you're saying. Absolutely. It is far more consistent to react to in a lot more scenarios. hysen goes down. If simpLe goes down here too, that's a 1v2 scenario for Neeze and Ted, and they could bring it to game 3, 1-1, which would be the first time we don't have a 3-0 today. It has been pretty dominant from all the matches on stream so far.
simpLe finally able to get a weapon. It's the axe.
He's letting hysen just go at it right now. Oh, that down that catches the landing. They're so good in these scenarios. Neeze now in the 1v2 once again. This is more doable than before. Oh, Neeze going in for those combos, goes off stage. simpLe batting him off the wall.
Ooh, that was close! simpLe with the GC side heavy. So the focusing down.
706 damage?
That's exactly it.
What?
Their game plan was to focus down simpLe, get him out of the game. They weren't successful in bullying him out of the game because he still did 500 damage. But that let hysen go crazy.
That's a pretty big difference from the last game. Yeah? Didn't you like say a number with like 300?
Yeah, it was under 400. I think it was like 393.
706? hysen
huge.
Carried that game, and that's amazing. And I want to highlight this is like more of like an over the years style thing, but simpLe's edge guards have gotten so refined ever since he started really breaking out and doing well competing. There was a time where I wouldn't expect simpLe to do anything other than stomp Sair at the side of the stage, and now he's going off with these weapon throw, gravity cancel haymakers to finish off the game. Last stock red. simpLe's crazy, and now they're up 2-0 over Ted and Neeze, who I would say is a really huge team to look out for, and they're on the verge of putting them in the elimination bracket before winner's side top 8.
So if you're Ted and Neeze, now that we're going into game 3, we've seen kind of 2 game plans so far. The other one was to kind of focus hysen, take him out of the game early. That lets simpLe kind of do his thing, and they still pick up the victory. Then they want to switch gears. Now we're going to bully simpLe out of the game, but all of a sudden that gives hysen plenty of room to go absolutely bananas mode in the background and pick up 700 damage. So an even weaker game plan than game 1. Now what are they going to do when Neeze is already out of the game, less than 40 seconds, or off of his first stock? Ted already off of first stock. 5 seconds later.
I mean, so far what it feels like to me, Sparky, is that Neeze and Ted are crumbling under the pressure. hysen and simpLe are really just kind of doing a divide and conquer strategy. They're both winning their individual 1v1s when they're in the same place. They get those team combos and they go back to just winning neutral, and it's just working out for them. Neeze, gravity cancel downlighting. He's really going for these Hail Mary openings on the gauntlets, and he's getting punished for it. Ted could go for an edge guard here, but the recovery puts simpLe back up into the sky, and simpLe with a nice side air punish off of that whiffed side light into a ground pound, into a neutral light, means that simpLe is just tacking on tons of damage to the X. He does the slide off into ground pound, and that's the stock on the Neeze. Weapon throw, side air, could go for the edge guard here. He gets the second ground pound, simpLe dominating, shut down right afterwards, but I mean, the job was done, Sparky.
Job's done. That is what the red team said, and I mean, there's virtually no way that they end up losing this game. We're probably going to see another 3-0 Tazza. Ted and Neeze coming in. They're in the yellow on their final stocks. They're staring down the barrel of 5 stocks from hysen and simpLe. hysen, of course, showing that true survivability. It might even be simpLe that could be the only one that might take out hysen here. This red team is looking unbeatable, at least by Ted and Neeze.
Yeah, dare, recovery, hysen tacking on tons of damage to Ted. simpLe still isn't going down. Makes it back to the stage, and hysen fighting Neeze successfully on the right side. Ted has to come in for the save. Neutral gets some friendly fire, and you can't be affording that in this situation. Ted with the edge guard does get the dodge in on the ground pound, and hysen survivability. Well, once you go from, so you can't take hysen out. hysen does more than 706 damage. I mean, at this point, he's just, what do you do, right?
That's exactly it. It's like, what do you do? It's not a question, it's a statement.
Wow, that gauntlet weapon throw actually stopped the Ulgrim neutral sig, which was pretty nuts to see, but it's still a really tough situation. simpLe doesn't get that jumping side air punish, and Ted has an edge guard scenario against hysen, who manages to survive it. Neutral sig bounces him off the ground, off the stage. Ted in a 1v2 and getting a neutral light D-light. That was almost really crazy. And now hysen and simpLe have got some time to play around here. D-light recovery, that's going to be it. Yep. Victory comes in for the red team in a 3-0 for hysen and simpLe. And this, Sparky, is what I was talking about when you said that they got 9th at Worlds, and I was like, huh, from my perspective for them, that's a little bit underperforming for a team that's this good.
This is not the team that played at Worlds.
You think
this
so?
is a team that has leveled up in the offseason.
simpLe's really good, yeah.
This is a team who is like tired of being slept on over the years. This is a team that is motivated.
That an updated graph, or is that from last game?
No, this is an updated graph, and y'all are going to see exactly what Tazza is pointing at here.
I was like looking at that. Oh,
and it just keeps going, dude.
How much damage did hysen do? hysen's incredible, man. He did more damage unarmed that game than he did with his gauntlets, and his gauntlet damage was still over 100, right? He is just phenomenal with Akuma. And that epic crossover for Val coming in there with the sword and the gauntlets, despite gauntlets, again, those tweaks, them really just nerfs. And I'm like wondering, okay, how much is that going to affect your game plan? Not really that much.
It ain't affecting hysen.
He's fantastic. And then simpLe, much to my surprise, had much more of a focus with the axe over the lance when he went for the Ulgrim pick. And it was fantastic.